The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah!
Go Cowboys!
This is Talkin Cowboys. Streaming live from the Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star in Frisco.
C.D. Lamb, touchdown. End zone, Jake Ferguson.
Prescott keeps it, and he bangs it in for the touchdown.
And now your hosts, Isaiah Stanback, Patrik Walker, Josh Rodriguez, and Kyle Youmans.
27-17, the final score in Week 9 of the NFL season as the Cowboys fall to 3-5-1 at the hands of the Arizona Cardinals on Monday Night Football. Welcome in to Talkin Cowboys, presented by Black Rifle Coffee Company, here from the Star in Frisco in the SWBC studios. We've got Patrik Walker, Josh Rodriguez, Isaiah Stanback, Chris Beam in the back. I'm Kyle Youmans. Cowboys struggle on third down. They struggle to hold on to the football, and just one offensive touchdown, and it took till the midway point of the fourth quarter to find the end zone on the offensive side of things. All a recipe for losing is ultimately what it was for the
I don't like
Cowboys.
that cake, Kyle.
It is not a cake you want. It is not a meal you want. But either way, you got to take that L.
It's a little salty.
It's very salty today, a little sour and salty. Ew.
Salty.
That's gross. Yeah, neither one of those sound good.
Have a salty cake, Kyle.
Salty
Not good.
cake?
Salty cake is not good. Bad ingredients.
I'm just going to keep pushing past. 27-17, you fall to a 2-5 Cardinals team. All of us here on Say It With Your Chest Friday picked the Cowboys, and all of us were indeed wrong.
You know what, Kyle?
You were right. After we all picked the Cowboys, Kyle at the very end of that segment said, well, congrats,
Arizona.
Cardinal, because that is a dub for you.
Yeah.
For all of us picking the Dallas Cowboys.
Now, today, another storyline. We are not taking phone calls today because there's just too much to break down from yesterday's game. Plus, the trade deadline is today, and the Cowboys have already made one move, trading a 2026 seventh-round pick to acquire linebacker Logan Wilson. We'll talk more about that in news and notes here in a moment. But really, when it comes down to it, Patrik, I want to start with the game. You didn't play well. You're not playing well. You're 0-2 over these last couple games going into the trade deadline, when you either could have been at 500 or above 500 and given yourself life going into the toughest part of your schedule post-bye.
Sweet chin music past the aux cord. You're 3-5-1 now. 3-5-1. So last week's lab coat, I said the best case scenario if you lose this game is that you would have 15% chance of making the playoffs. That was best case scenario. That means all the other dominoes had to fall in your favor as far as other teams losing and so forth.
What is it now, No C?
It's 10%.
And that might be generous.
That might be generous.
That doesn't seem very high.
It's actually quite low. So much.
10% out of 50%?
No. Out of the whole 100.
Okay.
So if you're a Cowboys fan right now, and you were considering some vacation time in January, but you were concerned that it might conflict with some possible Cowboys games, odds are you're perfectly fine.
Don't you put that evil on me.
You put that evil on me.
Odds are.
CES is in January.
Odds are that you're perfectly fine. I mean, this Cowboys,
They're not a sponsor.
You just failed at 3-5-1, and you failed at 3-5-1 in generous playoff odds at 10%.
Yeah.
To a previously listless Arizona Cardinals team that was 2-5. We did sit here and say,
At least they were on a hot streak, right, going into this game?
Oh, they had lost 5 straight.
Oh!
they were on a streak.
Cool.
Right. And we sat here and said last week, we said, it doesn't matter. The way this defense was playing, it doesn't matter if it was Kyler Murray or Jacoby Brissett. They both presented their own sort of challenges to the Cowboys.
Oh, that wasn't Kurt Warner out there?
Nah, it wasn't.
Okay.
It looked very Tom Brady-ish in the way that he was just dissecting those guys. But then what makes it worse is, and again, we've come to expect that this defense is going to struggle. We've expected that, right? 2 weeks in a row, though. Kyle, you want to repeat what you said? 2 weeks in a row.
The offense did not play well.
They scored
at all.
How many offensive touchdowns yesterday?
One. It was in the fourth
Wait,
quarter.
was Dak healthy?
Yes.
CD?
Yep.
Yep.
George Pickens?
Yep.
Jake Ferguson?
Yep.
Kevontae Turpin?
Yep. And your
Keep going.
entire
Keep
offensive
going.
line.
Javonte Williams?
Yep.
Cooper Beebe?
Tyler Guyton and Cooper Beebe and Tyler Smith. And
They were
Tyler
at
Booker and,
full strength.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
And it mattered not because the Cowboys allowed a total of 19
And we talked about the defense.
We warned on
19 pressures on 39 drops.
2 weeks in a row we've tried to talk about it.
That sounds pretty high.
19 on 39 dropbacks.
Is
That's
that
48
pressured?
Yeah, pressured. 19 times on
didn't see that
39
number.
dropbacks.
It felt like that.
with the
in the
like
moment.
that on the film too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He was hit, what, 11 times, 9 times?
yeah.
5 sacks. Yeah, this is now we're at the point where nobody's carrying anybody.
No.
You needed the offense to carry the defense.
No backpacks.
They're not strapped up.
Left him at home.
Yeah, left them at home. So now it's to quote Josh Rodriguez, what are we doing?
Also, another quote, Coach Dennis Green, of the Arizona Cardinals, one of the most famous quotes of all time. I'm going to adjust it a little bit.
Come on with it.
They aren't who we thought they were
Ow!
in terms of your Dallas Cowboys.
I don't like that.
I mean,
And yet,
like we just talked about, full capacity going up against a team that has lost 5 straight. That is
be for real, man.
an embarrassing performance.
Okay, so a couple things. We all said that the Cowboys are going to win. I had hope that the Cowboys are going to figure out a way to win. And we stated that if they were going to win, it was going to have to be in the form of sustained drives offensively. You weren't going to get the big play on Arizona. We said that on Thursday, correct? Or Wednesday. Sorry, my apologies. We switched up today. So on Wednesday, we stated that you weren't going to make the big play. So you're going to have to do what versus a 3-4 defense? Run the ball. Okay, well, did you run the ball effectively with Javonte Williams? Yes. What was it, 14 or 15
he was eating
for
on that
85?
first drive, too.
He's running tough, too. I'm talking about breaking out of tackles, spinning out of guys.
Guys that were unblocked.
Yeah.
So Javonte Williams did well with what he was given, yet he only had 15 carries. So you did not stick to the run, even though it was effective. In the passing game, your passing concepts were very predictable. Also in the passing game, you had no protection. Terrence Steele did not have a good game. Guyton did not have a good game. Booker did not have a good game. These guys allowed pressures nonstop, seemingly. There was always somebody that was giving up pressure. Dak Prescott at times didn't help either. He was sitting back at 9 and 10 yards on his depth, on his drop backs when he was already in the shotgun. That does not help your offensive linemen in terms of their target points. Most defensive linemen are aiming for a 7-yard point in terms of strike point, in terms of getting to the quarterback. Well, Dak's sitting back at 9. That makes their job easier defensively. So he's to blame on some of these plays as well. Receivers and tight ends. Tight ends had a rough night.
Yep.
Let's just call it what it is. Jake Ferguson had a rough night.
Drop passes,
holding
fumbles.
It just wasn't great for Jake. Okay,
Fumble.
It was not.
That's big.
It was not in good hands with him yesterday. Okay, receivers. CD didn't give the best effort yesterday. I'll call a spade a spade. You go back and watch the film. There was a lot of what I would consider to be loafs. And this is not just speaking to him. I'm just talking about. I'm going position by position here.
Come on.
CD did not exert the effort that you would expect from your number one receiver.
Was that in run blocking or
This was in routes.
routes?
This is in routes.
CeeDee Lamb.
A lot of half-speed routes. So if you guys noticed that there was a lot of batted balls at the point of the reception for CD, a lot of those were kind of half-speed routes. Dak was not on time on some of those things where he was patting the ball a little bit, sitting back there, should have released the ball before he got out of his break, but also he didn't have a great understanding of the timing of the route because the route wasn't being ran at full speed like it was every other time he's thrown it. So a lot to go in terms of blame yesterday, offensively, defensively. We ran a 5-1-5 for probably 30% of the snaps yesterday. 5 down linemen. One linebacker. Oftentimes, Kenneth Murray was that one linebacker who ended up being a blitzer, I guess. And you dropped out James Houston and Sam Williams into coverage numbers of times. Not the guys that I necessarily want covering in space, but those guys were being asked to play coverage. That's not something that they do. Neither is Marquise Bell a cover safety. Much like earlier in the year, you're asking Donovan Wilson to be a cover safety. That didn't pan out well prior to his injury. Now Marquise Bell comes into the fold, and he's being asked to guard one of the best tight ends in the league. Just not going to happen. I don't blame the player. he doesn't have the capabilities of executing what you're asking him to do. I go back to what I said weeks ago, long time ago, or actually probably camp. These are Dan Quinn players that you're asking to play man-to-man. These are strong safeties. Strong safeties can't play man-to-man. These are not their position. That's not what they do. It's not Darren Woodson. And then lastly, Deron Bland had a rough night.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you're being nice.
He had a rough night. Marvin Harrison Jr. had his way. Wilson had his way. Some of these routes, he had a rough night. I'm not even just talking about the goal line play where he ended up on his butt. There was other routes.
Yeah.
Playing off coverage, Matt Eberflus. You got to stop, man. You got to stop. Like some things are the players. 2nd and 12, and you're giving up 8-yard passes untouched. Tight ends running down the seams through the linebackers, through your secondary, untouched. Nobody's getting a hand on these guys at all. These are routes on air. This is what you do in pre-practice. This is what you do at the beginning of practice, individual drills. This is what you do before the game starts, and you're throwing the ball against your DBs because you don't want to hurt nobody, so those guys just kind of play off. That's how guys are running down the field right now, and it's not okay. So there's so much to blame. This is not one person. And I went through that whole spiel because I wanted everybody to get the smoke because everybody's responsible for the smoke. This is not good stuff we're seeing right now. And kudos to, we'll talk about the trade. It's not going to address the problem.
No.
It's not going to address the problem. Do you get better? I don't know. We'll see. But does it impact the other position groups? No. That's what I've been beating the wall about in terms of the trade deadline. You need to get a person who impacts multiple people. I hope that this trade helps the team, but I can't foresee it. Regardless of how good he comes in playing, he's going to face the same problems. Offensive linemen are getting on linebackers. Our linebackers are unable to get off of 330-pound grown men. They're not built for that. A 245-pound linebacker is not built to get his hands off a 300-plus pound lineman. You have to stop the lineman from getting up to the next level.
I'll say this real quick, and then we'll get back to putting belt to ass. Javonte Williams, he just did everything he could do.
Blocking, running.
Recovering fumbles.
Dude.
I mean, he just did everything he could do. So shout out to
himself.
Yeah, he did that.
Was he perfect? No.
No.
But you do that when you're stressing.
When you're pressing.
You're
pressing. He was
Javonte
pressing.
Williams ran the ball great. Javonte Williams missed guys missed tackles on him that were unblocked. That big play that he had in the second half, that was an unblocked outside linebacker in the 3-4 who was unblocked a lot of the game. Javonte Williams in pass blocking put guys on their tail.
Even on the play that he fumbled on, remember it was 3rd down and long, and it was in the flat, and he was trying to work back to the line of scrimmage, work back to the line to gain rather, and get that direction, and that's where he was pressing. He was met by one guy, stayed on his feet, met by another guy, stayed on his feet, and then the ball got ripped.
Same applied for George Pickens' first fumble that Javonte ended up recovering. He was just trying. It was 3-4 guys,
2 guys that were pressing, but actually did show up in a big way.
So,
Those 2 guys.
Credit to those guys. I mean,
But there's a lot to say about Deron Bland. He had a really terrible game, but I mean, if you add on the how off ball he was,
it's not his game.
I mean, like genuinely, I think without looking at the film, I feel like he was playing 25 yards off of his receiver.
You know, I felt that way because he'd start about 10 yards off and then bail.
Yes.
That's how you got to 20.
And I think that's also a lack of confidence in how your safeties are able to cover the field. I think
absolutely.
It's all of those things are one thing begets the other in terms of the defense. When one aspect is playing poorly, everything else is going to suffer. Yeah. It is just a fundamental problem from the top down.
I do want to give kudos to 2 people. I want to give kudos to Donovan Ezeraku. He's coming along.
Absolutely.
He's coming along. It's not great yet, but he's coming along. He's getting better.
Who's the other one?
What have we talked about that Donovan Ezeraku can fix right now? It's his technique.
Yes.
Because speed and strength and size, that will come over time. But right now you can fix technique.
Yeah.
On his sack, was it a speed rush or was it a technique rush?
No, it was a technique. And
kudos, quick hands
and
to get around.
Kudos, again.
It was good.
Kudos to Eberflus on that because the 5-man front allow for all the guys up front to have one-on-one matchups.
Yes.
That's one of the reasons why you go to a 5-man, even though I don't like it. These guys drop it in coverage. When you go 5 guys versus 5 guys, everybody has a one-on-one. So Donovan Ezeraku on that particular play won his one-on-one. The other gentleman who played lights out was Jadeveon Clowney.
It is.
Jadeveon Clowney in person, Jadeveon Clowney on film. Played lights out. That was in run defense. That was in pass rush.
Yeah.
This dude was a madman. There's a couple plays he took off, obviously, but
Well, there's one where he got the wind knocked out of him and he like still stayed in the game.
Yeah.
Like just clearly
Looked like a guy who was playing for his job.
100%.
Yeah, it looked like he was playing like he had heard some murmurs that there might have been some help coming in at the defensive end position, and he
looks like a guy who
reminded them.
Felt the type of way about it.
Looks like a guy who finally got
in shape.
starts.
Yeah.
He wanted to start. He was upset and frustrated that he wasn't getting the reps. He got the reps, and then he showed you why he was.
And maybe he was ramping up too. Remember, he's coming off the street. It took him maybe a month.
He's been playing
So,
better.
so let's say a month training.
Yeah.
So let's say a month.
Yeah.
Right?
So maybe it took him a little bit. I said this last night as he walked by, and we kind of talked to him for a little bit outside the locker room, and he basically, or I turned to Isaiah and I said, hopefully that's the Jadeveon we get the rest of the year.
That's the one that you
because
got.
if that's the case, then that's a win across the board. And I thought the front seven, I tweeted it last night, it's one of the few bright spots in the game was the way that the front seven pieced things together. I thought Solomon Thomas did a nice job at certain times. I thought his effort on a couple of opportunities was certainly there. I thought Osa had a couple reps that you liked. Kenny Clark had a sack in the game as well. Dante Fowler Jr. was banged up, but he still had a sack. Yeah. There were good things on the front seven, but that's what's so frustrating about this whole team.
Yep.
Is the one part that you've been waiting for, the one situation that you've been waiting to fix. We had this whole argument last week about how do you fix the defense? You got to start with the pass rusher. You got to start with the defensive tackles. Or you got to start with your defensive line, whatever it may be. You finally get some pass rush, but then everything else kind of falls apart.
Yep.
Everything else just kind of meh. It falls off an edge. Your offense can't play at the high level that they were playing initially. Your defensive backs are struggling because they're playing so far off the line of scrimmage. Your linebackers are having to chase sideline to sideline every single play. Like it's that's what's frustrating. When it's like you're going to your grandma's house on Christmas, right? I heard this from Steve Sarkisian, the Texas head coach. He's like, when you're going to your grandma's house and you've got your Christmas tree up, right? And it's past Halloween. People are putting up their Christmas tree. And there's just one or two lights that are out. But it causes the whole strand to go out. So you go up there and you finally find it. You fix it and that light turns on. But then you wait like a couple days and then another one goes out and the whole strand goes out. And you got to go find that light. And that's exactly what it is right now. You're trying to turn these lights to fix your Christmas tree and it won't all illuminate at the same time, and that's the problem that you're having right now.
I have LEDs.
Can't hide money over here.
All that to
Miss Louis Vuitton laptop bag without a laptop last night.
Incandescent lights. What are you guys doing?
All that to be said, the defense allowed 27 points, and I think any other game this season you would have
taken that.
You would have taken that, because you would have trusted the Dallas Cowboys offense to score more than 27 points because they're one of the top offenses in the league, no longer anymore. But you'd expect that out of guys that
any other home game. On average, you would have won by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, but
exactly.
But we sat here and told you on Wednesday. At least I sat here and told you on Wednesday.
You weren't going to.
It wasn't going to happen.
Yeah.
Like it was not. Like I was so.
I think we all expected this to be in the.
I don't think any of us predicted a 40.
You were 27-23 points. You just weren't. Not against that defense. That defense was sound. That defense communicated on the back end. That defense was going to bend but don't break. What do we say? They will let you get down the field until when? Until the red zone. And then what are they going to force you to do? Kick field goals. Oh, that's right. You want to go for it on 4th down. No field goals. Right? So, there's
another fundamental problem when you're 4 yards out and Javonte Williams is carrying the offense on that first drive and you decide, I don't trust him right here in the middle, 4 yards out.
Well, I'll tell you
to run it twice in a row.
I'll tell you what
to get you a touchdown.
I'll tell you what happened there. So you're moving the ball downfield fairly easily. Javonte Williams, he's absolutely eating, right? And then the first sign that you might have, that you will have protection issues, Walter Nolan gets the TFL, the tackle for a loss on Javonte. And I think at that moment, it kind of struck Brian Schottenheimer. He was like, oh, we might be. Yeah, well, that's fair.
Like, these guys were unblocked.
Yeah. Well, okay. So is
part
that
of the problem?
I was going to say, okay, is that not
the 3-4 defense in this running game? It provided a problem. It posed a big problem for the blocking scheme because literally the end man on the line of scrimmage, the stand-up defensive end, outside linebacker, however you want to refer to him, was constantly unblocked. Yeah. And it was almost like, hey, we'll outrun him. We'll outrun him away. Like, we're running to the left. He's on the right. Mm-hmm. We're going to beat him. He'll never beat us down there, but there's nobody stopping him. Mm-hmm. And, like, I don't know what it is about the blocking scheme that they had set forth for that alignment, but it wasn't working.
Yeah. All right, we got to take our first break. When we come back, we'll start to magnifying glass this thing. We're going to go on the offensive side of the football first, since they were the ones that I think struggled the most in the loss, and we'll kind of continue that conversation. Plus, we'll talk about the trade and what happened in the third segment about what's going on with that Cowboys trade deadline. Does yesterday's result change your mind as to what the Cowboys should do with the trade deadline? More to come with Talkin Cowboys right after this.
Every day begins with a promise to work hard and to build a future. That's why we're here, providing the tools, expertise, and John Deere equipment you have relied on for generations to help you get the job done right. We're with you. That's our promise to you, because no matter the project or the challenge you're facing,
we're with you. We're united. If you're looking for fresh American roasted coffee that gives back, you need to head to your local grocery store and pick up a bag of Black Rifle coffee. That's right, America's coffee is now available in the coffee aisle of a grocery store near you. Black Rifle Coffee Company is veteran-founded with a mission to give back to those brave men and women who have served our nation. Every bag, box, or can you purchase helps support that mission. Head to your local grocery store and roast yourself some Black Rifle coffee today.
I'm home. Hey, Mom, before you ask, I've done my homework and the dishwasher's unloaded.
Nice. Hey, can you... Hey, hon, yes, I've got the finale ready to play. Here's your wine.
Wow. Isn't it nice not having to ask? We think so. That's why if there's a network interruption, AT&T will proactively credit you for a full day of service, guaranteed. Credit for fiber downtime lasting 20 minutes or more, or for wireless downtime lasting 60 minutes or more caused by a single incident impact 10 or more towers. Restrictions and exclusions apply. See att.com/guarantee for details.
How's it going? You see that Cowboys game?
Oh, I watched. Been seeing some good things.
Totally. They have some talent.
Yup, some great talent.
And they got some fight.
Hoping this is the year.
Me too. Oh, I'm Cody, by the way.
I'm Travis.
Nice to meet you, Travis. Go Cowboys.
Go Cowboys!
Make a new friend based solely on their shirt choice. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, the official bank of the Dallas Cowboys. Copyright 2025 Bank of America Corporation.
Back to Talkin Cowboys.
Back here on Talking Cowboys, presented by Black Rifle Coffee Company, the official coffee of the Dallas Cowboys. This segment is brought to you by Invisalign, the official smile of the Dallas Cowboys as well. We're smiling through what was a 27-17 loss for the Cowboys in Week 9 of the NFL season. I'm sorry, that's okay.
Can't take my joy.
I'm good. I'm glad you have that mindset. Mm-hmm. And everybody that's watching this show, I'm sure, has that mindset as well. We really appreciate you tuning in. The biggest thing for me going into the bye week, going into the toughest part of your schedule, that does happen after the Vegas game, but still, I mean, you lost to the 2-5 Cardinals.
It begins at the Vegas.
That's
game.
what I'm saying. It's like you've lost 2 straight now. You've lost to the 2-5 Cardinals. There's nobody on this schedule from here on out that you can take lightly at any point in time. So, with all that being said, where do you start on this squad? Let's start on the offensive side of the ball because they did struggle. They're at full strength, Josh. You mentioned it earlier.
Yeah.
They were at full strength. At what point in the year, 9 weeks in, have you looked at your offense and said, there's not a single impact player that you would rather have on the field than what you had available?
It starts at the point of attack. Your offensive line is not playing well. Tyler Smith had a pretty bad game considering what you'd expect out of a Tyler Smith. I think down the line, I think you have to consider now Nate Thomas starting at right tackle. I really do.
Wow.
Terrence Steele had a terrible game.
Somebody asked me that on the radio last week, and I kind of threw that out there. I said I don't want to replace Guyton at left tackle. But
no.
If there's
the ceiling is there.
Yeah, if there's a conversation to be had, I think Terrence Steele's had a worse season than Tyler Guyton.
And I think something about Nate Thomas, whenever he does step in, it doesn't feel like you actually there's not a regression there, a drop-off. I think adding him into the fold might give you more chemistry. I don't know. But I'm willing to try it. At this point, your offensive line is not getting the push that it needs, and it's just they're getting bullied, man.
And accountability time, at least for me specifically, I can't remember who else talked about this on this show previously, but I thought this coaching staff would be the answer for Terrence Steele. I thought this coaching staff would be a benefit for Steele more than anything in the offseason. And a fully healthy offseason was one, but getting the right coaching staff with Connor Riley and Clayton Adams, I thought Terrence Steele would benefit more from this. I haven't seen it in 2025. So that's what's disappointing.
And even a guy like Tyler Booker, who has had a relatively decent season so far, when he's been healthy. But I mean, that penalty yesterday killed you. That killed a drive. I mean, just big, just bad miscommunication, bad chemistry, just bad offensive line play so far.
Holding calls.
Oh man, that just absolutely murdered
the penalties again. But so here's my concern that I have with the offensive line. So not only are they playing poorly, even now that they're whole, you say, well, I get it. You say I want to see more of Nate Thomas because Terrence Steele had a really bad game, and attribute it to whatever you want. You could say
it's not just the bad game.
Yeah, it's not just that.
He did have a bad game, but
right. But no. So I understand. I understand those that would like to see Nate Thomas. I get it. It's justified, right? The problem is you saw Nate Thomas yesterday, and in his reps, he also did not have.
Yeah, he didn't play great either.
Terrence Steele had a greater number of reps, right? He allowed 5 pressures and a sack. Nate Thomas came in on a fewer number of reps, had 4 pressures allowed and a sack.
NGB?
Not great, Bob.
But a lot of that is because he's working as a second teamer, and he's working at left tackle, and then he's working at right tackle, and then there's a little bit there.
And
his job is swing tackle.
I get it.
But also at that point, the Cardinals are hunting.
Absolutely.
You're not relying on the run game at all.
And you're throwing down the field.
Deep. Dak is taking his sweet time getting the ball out there because the receivers aren't getting open. They're not creating space. It is not good, Bob.
I get what you're saying. I do. Yes, you are now in a situation where you're mostly one-dimensional and the Cardinals get to pin their ears back. I get it. But the other team getting to pin their ears back doesn't undermine the fact that your job is to stop them from getting to your quarterback.
Let me ask you this.
You either did or you did not.
If Terrence Steele was out there in the same reps that Nate Thomas was out there, late in the game, pin your ears back, one-dimensional, could you say it would be any better?
No, see, that's what I'm saying. That's my point. My point is we're looking for solutions on the offensive line, and I'm saying that it's easy to say, and I'm not saying you're wrong. Again, I'm not saying you're wrong in wanting to see Nate Thomas.
Sure.
I'm saying pump the brakes on saying that Nate Thomas is the fix.
Yeah. No.
You just saw Nate Thomas struggle when he was put in because Steele was struggling.
I'm not on board with switching up the O-line.
You want to keep it
I want to keep
consistent.
the O-line the way it is.
I get that mindset too.
The O-line is not playing as a unit. That's the problem. They're playing as individuals. I feel like the interior 3 are playing as remotely like a unit. But when you go back and watch the film, even though we feel like Javonte Williams still had a relatively good game with the opportunities that he had to create a lot. And the reason why he had to create a lot is because guys are unblocked. And the guys that are unblocked are guys at the second level. This offensive line is not working up to the second level. You turn on the film, you watch the run game, just go ahead and just filter it out and just push all run game. Look at how many guys are running free in terms of the linebackers. Our offensive line is getting stalemated. Whether we have 1 or 2 guys responsible for an individual, they're not moving those guys to the second level and then shedding, right? Letting guys go and then going and getting the linebacker. Sometimes you have combo blocks where you have a 3 technique, all right? Your center and your guard work together, boom, shoulder to shoulder, shoulder. If I'm the center, I might push him over to you, and now I'm going to my assignment, which is the second level linebacker. That's not happening. We're not getting to that second phase. And the reason why you're not getting these big splash plays in the running game is because of that. You're just not getting past the first phase of the first wave. It's like playing doggone Gears of War. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like you're playing. It's like you're on the first wave still. You know, you haven't cleared the first wave, so you can't even talk about getting to the next one.
Yeah.
So that's why those splash plays aren't happening. So still needed some help yesterday, and Javonte Williams stepped on his heel a few times as well and threw him off his blocks. Like, there were some things that happened, right, that made it look bad, worse than what it probably was. Dak didn't do well either. He just didn't do well either. There were opportunities to stand in there and throw the ball. He didn't at times.
I do understand the continuity, and we talked about this last night on the postgame show. Nate Newton went deep into it. He said this offensive line needs to play more together. It's the first game where they're all back in however many weeks, 5 weeks.
Six-time Pro Bowler, right?
6-time Pro Bowler. I completely get all of that. And I've been very adamant on this show and even on the draft show before about keeping the continuity up front and keeping the same 5 starting guys all year long. We talked about it through training camp as well. I'm getting closer to the end of the rope when it comes to the Terrence Steele thing. That's kind of where I'm at. I've always been one to say Terrence Steele's been doing fine work over there. Is he one of the best right tackles in football? No, he never has been. Is he a serviceable right tackle that can get the job done when you need him to? Absolutely. He's a good run blocker at different times. But the more I've seen him struggle this year and the more I've seen Nate Thomas come in and fill in admirably at left tackle or at right tackle. I know he struggled at the end of the game yesterday. I still want to see more of it, but I don't necessarily want to switch it all up. So I'm kind of in like a no man's land purgatory type thing whenever it comes to the offensive line. And I think
look at what they've done.
That might be the case. It really might be. I'm totally fine moving forward with the same 5 guys because they haven't played together. But if we continuously see them play together and it's the same problem over and over and over again, that's where I think you need to start making some moves just to see what's happening. Because if your offensive line's struggling enough to make a move in the next 3 to 4 games, you're not going to be sitting at 3-5-1 anymore. You're going to be at 3-8, 4-7, 4-8-1 instead. And by that point, you might as well see what you've got with Nate.
I'm curious if Nate Newton would. He's going to have Hanging with the Boys later. I'm curious how he would speak in regards to like them playing as a unit, if at all, so far this season, if they've had enough time to really get that chemistry together or if it is a coaching thing.
That's not where I thought you were going with that. I thought you were going to say, I'm curious to see if Nate Newton is willing to suit up.
I will say that's a great question. And Nate, I know you're listening. If you want, give me a call right now and I'll pull you up on speakerphone and you can answer that question.
I'm with you on this, Kyle. I say at the moment, might as well see if that front 5 can regain chemistry going forward. But you have to be very careful here, and this goes to your point, in 2 ways. Number one, if they cannot get the chemistry regained for whatever reason over the next couple of games, I would start making changes. Because number one, you do need to see what you have for the future in Nate Thomas, because that's going to color your decisions in the offseason as far as trying to address the right tackle position. In addition to that, if they can't get the chemistry back, you have to do something to try to protect Dak Prescott.
Yeah, you can't just trot him out there.
Or you just got to start trotting Joe Milton out there, because you can't risk the franchise. You just can't risk the franchise.
Yeah. There's a lot on the table whenever it comes to the offensive line and the struggles that they had yesterday.
I hope there's some more on the table.
There is.
Is in trades. Let's talk about it. When we come back, trade deadline is today. Cowboys have already made 1 trade. Will it be the last trade that they've had moving into the deadline? We'll talk about it more with more Talking Cowboys right after this.
If you're looking for fresh American roasted coffee that gives back, you need to head to your local grocery store and pick up a bag of Black Rifle coffee. That's right, America's coffee is now available in the coffee aisle of a grocery store near you. Black Rifle Coffee Company is veteran-founded with a mission to give back to those brave men and women who have served our nation. Every bag, box, or can you purchase helps support that mission. Head to your local grocery store and roast yourself some Black Rifle coffee today.
If you shout, "How about them Cowboys?" you have that undeniable passion that's the heart of Cowboys Nation. And if you like to drink Dr. Pepper, you love the unique blend of its 23 flavors. Together, your one-of-a-kind fandom paired with the one-of-a-kind taste of a delicious ice-cold Dr. Pepper is the game day lineup that can't be beat. Better yet, gather your Cowboys and Dr. Pepper fan friends to watch the next game and crack open a delicious ice-cold Dr. Pepper for everyone. The wins will be even tastier. It's a pepper thing.
It's the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black. And right now, Cowboys fans can get 15% off their $75 order. Plus, because every deal needs a playmaker, your order will include a free 5-piece skincare set and free shipping. The Jack Black Playmaker is 4 of Jack's favorites and a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Make a play for the Playmaker at getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP.
I'm home. Hey, Mom, before you ask, I've done my homework and the dishwasher's unloaded.
Nice. Hey, can you... Hey, hon, yes, I've got the finale ready to play. Here's your wine.
Wow.
Isn't it nice not having to ask? We think so. That's why if there's a network interruption, AT&T will proactively credit you for a full day of service, guaranteed. Credit for fiber downtime lasting 20 minutes or more, or for wireless downtime lasting 60 minutes or more caused by a single incident impacting 10 or more towers. Restrictions and exclusions apply. See att.com/guarantee for details.
Back to Talkin Cowboys.
Back here on Talking Cowboys, this portion of the show brought to you by Black Rifle Coffee Company. All of the show brought to you by Black Rifle Coffee Company, the official coffee of the Dallas Cowboys. Hope you wore your Black Rifle coffee. I do have a Black Rifle coffee right here. How about that? Hope you wore your Cowboys gear to a Black Rifle
What
coffee
flavor is that, Kyle?
scenario to get 10% off your entire order. This
very
is espresso salty caramel. 200 millibajilligrams of caffeine.
Bajilli is crazy.
Made with good source of protein. I don't know how to say that word. Arabisa?
You can't say it. You know I can't say it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Arabisa?
What is that?
Arabica.
Arabica.
Bica.
Arabica. Like coffee beans.
Oh, that's it. Okay.
I don't know. Drink it.
Get you some.
He's not there today.
Oh, I could be, but
you just don't want to be.
Just lost to the damn Cardinals. Man, please.
The Cardinals are a good team. We said that. They lost 5 games by a number of 13 points.
Yep.
They were a good team.
We said, do not overlook
And we said that their secondary took away what Dallas does best. So
And I said, the hell with that. We're going to win by
I was hopeful that we're going to
40.
give the ball to Javonte 30 times, but no.
Yeah. Isaiah
We also
Stanback,
said that.
Josh Rodriguez, Patrik Walker, Chris Beam in the back. I'm Kyle Youmans. Cowboys have made a trade, everybody. Is it going to fix the defense? No, it's not. But I actually do like the trade. Logan Wilson, linebacker from the Cincinnati Bengals. He was a third-round pick out of Wyoming. He was one of my favorite players in the draft in 2020. I loved Logan.
I was hoping to hear that from Kyle.
Yeah,
What did you like about him, Kyle?
He was just a sideline dog. Plays downhill, good tackler. He had over 500 tackles with Cincinnati. He was a first-team all Mountain West, I believe, back in the day.
Second and then first, yeah.
Second and the first. Okay, so multi-all-conference honoree. He was the most fun true middle linebacker at the Senior Bowl back in 2020. And that was the first time I really watched him. Turned on the film, it was much of the same. He just flies around back and forth. And he played like that in starts with Cincinnati. I'll get there. When he played like that a couple times in starts, but then as time went on, he started to lose playing time with the Bengals, fell out of favor with their system a little bit. I think he fits well here, but if you're thinking he's the fix to the defense, he's absolutely not. You traded a 7th-round pick for him. It's a low value, high risk, or a low risk, possibly high reward or even medium reward for the Cowboys. I'm okay with it.
It's a definite upgrade at the position.
Yeah. It gives you another capable body at the linebacker position right now. And
over the guys that you currently have, Isaiah Stanback.
I'm going to ask the man who studied him in college because you're about to pay this dude $9 million a year.
Because you have him on the contract through 27.
Exactly. Yeah. So $9 million a year linebacker that you just added to your roster.
I think he's worth that.
What does he provide you that your current linebackers don't? You said run and hit. All the linebackers we have run and hit. What else does he provide?
He's better in coverage.
He can cover.
Yeah, he's better in coverage.
He's only to that point. He's only 2 seasons removed from having 4 interceptions, so he can cover. He can get there. While Kyle is looking that up, I will say this.
Finding my 2020 draft notes.
Completely fine. You're such an animal. I love it. My thing
You're
with
being
this
coy, Isaiah?
It's $9 million. I need to know definitely what does he provide that your current guys don't provide. Murray can tackle. All the linebackers can run and tackle. Shamar James, run and hit.
No, I'm just saying.
Part of me thinks it's what you expected out of Jack Sanborn before you signed him. It's what you expected out of that position.
You never expect a Sanborn to cover, like never. My thing is this: for what you gave up for Logan Wilson, which is a 2026 7th-round pick, I'm fine with it. But we're not going to sit here and say that you've seen Friday, okay? Remember when Smokey's mama gave him the $1?
Yes.
And he was like, "This ain't enough," and she was like, "Make it enough." That's what I feel like Jerry is telling Eberflus with Logan Wilson. Make it enough. Now they're on the horn trying to get another 1 or 2 or however many trades. But when it comes to Logan Wilson, he is an upgrade. But two things can be true at the same time. While I do believe he's an instant upgrade, and I would like to see him in conjunction with Overshown when he comes back. And I don't know what Eberflus is doing with Leofau, which is my question mark, because you had.
I don't know if they trust him.
I don't know what's going on there. But nonetheless, let's go to Kyle Youmans' scouting report.
I found him. Side note, my 2020 scouting reports are not as thorough as they are now. Like, it's very light. That was my first go at it here with the draft show. I did what I could, but I'd stand by what I wrote here. I said built a lot like LVE. He reminded me, I guess, of Leighton Vander Esch at the time, and Jerry even brought that up today on 105.3 The Fan. He said he reminded him of Leighton Vander Esch and what he brought to the table. Said fluid in his movements and a solid tackler, durable, not afraid at contact at the same time, great against the run, can cover when you need him to. That was what I had. That's my scouting report. Like I said, not
so far so good.
Wow, baby.
A good evaluation of a player that has played well.
Yeah.
Especially consider this season.
He was my number 7 linebacker in the class that year in 2020. So that's a long time ago, and the fact that he's stuck around for this long shows that he's a solid linebacker and he's had a decent career with Cincinnati.
And my concern here is, and I know a lot of people are saying, well, they traded for a guy who got benched in Cincinnati. I think he got benched in Cincinnati because he mentally checked out. Mentally checked out because that defense is playing extremely poorly. Oh, but he signed into a defense that's playing well, right?
Yeah.
And they had 5 guys request for trades from that defense?
Okay.
I think 4 or 5 guys from that defense alone. Again, I go back to the same question. What does he provide you that your current guys don't? Because you play a 2 linebacker scheme. As of yesterday, 1 linebacker.
I agree.
So are you taking Shamar James off the field who runs and hits? Are you taking Kenneth Murray off the field who runs and hits? Are you taking Maris Leofau, who's your rotational guy? What does he give you that you're not currently getting? No disrespect to the man.
I feel like this takes
I haven't seen
Kenneth Murray off the field. I feel like it takes Kenneth Murray off the field.
And Kenneth Murray runs and hits.
I don't think
tackles.
because I think they're really trying to.
You're saying he doesn't run in tackles.
Continue the unleashing of Shamar and let him get his lumps.
I wonder what his coverage.
I think they're letting Shamar get his lumps, so I don't think that they're going to pull back on Shamar. I do think it's a Kenneth Murray versus Leofau, but we've already seen Leofau is getting the short end of the stick anyway, which means you're not making this trade and eyeing a guy in Leofau who's already getting the short end of the stick and saying this is to push you out. I think it's him versus Murray versus Logan Wilson.
For all intents and purposes, your starting linebackers against the Raiders are going to be Logan Wilson and DeMarvion Overshown.
Yeah. So I think it pushes Murray to the bench.
I once again, the trade happened early this morning. I haven't watched any Logan Wilson film recently. I haven't had that conversation and haven't watched the film yet, so I will go and review this over the next few days, as I'm sure all of us will. But his best coverage year came in 2022, where he had the most snaps in coverage. He had the most snaps. He had the most success in coverage that year. PFF gave him a 74. He did not have another season after that where he was graded more than a 58. So, and that's PFF. Remember, take that with a grain of salt, everybody. Their grading system is hit or miss, and it's not the Bible when it comes to evaluating players.
And it depends on sample size, too, but that is a pretty large sample size.
He had 1,000 snaps in 23. He had 743 snaps last year, and he had 362 this year.
But that's kind of where PFF can get you. Like a low sample size can get you like a highly graded player that you're like, okay, this guy took.
I agree with you, though, now that I'm looking at my notes and I'm looking at what has happened in Cincinnati, just without watching the film, disclaimer on Logan Wilson, I don't know if he does give you a whole lot of what you already don't have. I don't know if he adds anything here that you didn't already have on your roster.
And I go back to what I said last week.
But it's a 7th
we were talking about. It's a 7th round, but it's $9 million. That's what you're paying him, regardless of what you gave up. You're paying him $9 million. You're paying Kenneth Murray $7.5. Everybody else you drafted, right? So it's outside of Sanborn. The linebacker's not the issue. Are they having bad reads? Yes. Why are they choosing the wrong hole? Because these guys are trying to run around the offensive linemen that are coming up to block them. They are getting consumed by offensive linemen. They can't get off the blocks. So if you're telling me that this dude can continuously shed 300-pound men off of him, that's what he's about to face too. You needed a dog in the middle, and hopefully they get it. I can't say names, but there's individuals that I have my eye on that could truly impact your D-line. If you get that one person to play next to Kenny Clark, then you have 3 guys that have to block 2 guys. Now your defensive ends get one-on-one matchups, and those guys are starting to come along. Last time I checked, right?
And you won't need to have 5 down.
And you won't need 5 down linemen. So now you have 4 down linemen that require 5 guys to block them. And now who's left to go block your linebackers? All your linebackers run and hit. There's no question about can the linebackers run and hit. You have athletic linebackers that love to run sideline to sideline. The problem is they are not able to shed the blocks of the offensive linemen. Offensive linemen getting to the second level is your problem.
Yes.
Get somebody in the middle.
And I agree. Just to clear it up.
Ain't enough.
But one person could be to improve a lot of other people.
And they may not be done yet. We'll get to that conversation here in a second.
This person.
Just to clean it up, the cap hit for Logan Wilson this year is just 2.8.
That's fine.
That's it. That's all he's getting this year. And then there's a potential out after this season where they could have 0 dead cap if they decided to cut him.
Okay.
So he could be a post-June 1 cut that would be an out, and Dallas would have no risk there. So there's that.
Okay.
If they decided to keep him, it would be 6.5 next year, and it would be 7.2 in 2027. So it's not this is a contract that has been pushed forward and has already mostly been paid by Cincinnati. Because you're right, over the 4 years of the deal, it was $36 million, which averages out to $9 million. Most of Cincinnati has already paid that. So you the most you would have against your cap with a Logan Wilson on your roster would be in 2027, and they would be 7.2. I think they have all of this in mind to where if he doesn't play well, if he doesn't make an impact, they have the out. There's no dead cap, and they can kind of get rid of that contract. And then it's a rental for a player for only $7 million.
It's a rental, but
or for a 7th round pick.
To make this decision, and again, no disrespect to this young man. I don't care who they were going to bring in as a linebacker. You're pretty much saying we're moving on from 3, maybe 4 linebackers after this year.
Yeah, maybe.
That's what this move states.
Yeah.
We're moving.
Which
Kenneth Murray
very well could be.
All right, now bye then. That's what you're pretty much saying. Jack Sanborn. All right, now bye then.
Logan Wilson.
On injured reserve, by the way.
Yeah. Damone probably. All right, now bye then. Right. So
Damone's probably
have him.
I get it, but I'm saying, but based upon your current roster and the linebackers that you currently have on your depth chart, when you're playing 2 linebackers at a time.
Yeah.
Like, where's everybody at? We're just accumulating specialists. I'm dead serious.
No, it's true.
I mean, DeMarvion Overshown's coming back, right? So you're going to have Maris Leofau, Shamar James, Kenneth Murray, Logan Wilson, DeMarvion. Who else I say? Maris, I can't even say everybody. You got like 5 or 6 dudes at that one position. 2 can get on the field. Mm-hmm. They don't play 3 linebackers. They play 2 at most. Sometimes 1.
So with all of this being said,
you know what I'm saying? Like why are we accumulating linebackers?
All of this being said, I think we've all been up here, we've sat up here, we've had the debate, we've had the argument where we want edge rushers, you guys want defensive tackles, but we all kind of agree that you need something up front. You need something on your defensive line in order to make this all go. Do you feel like yesterday's what was that?
Safety also.
Yeah, you might need one of those too.
Cover.
The cover safety. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I get it. You need multiple spots. But do you feel like they're done now based off of what yesterday gave you and the way that they gave you confidence from the performance against Arizona?
God, I hope not. I hope there's more moves to be made. Please don't touch those first-round picks, though.
Keep the first-rounders.
Keep them. Hold them like your children. Please.
I said this last night on the postgame show. I think last night's loss has an impact on the aggressiveness of the front office. I think had they won, I think they would have been, it's not over.
More inclined.
I would think they would be more inclined to be more aggressive today because they would have a greater incentive to push towards the playoffs.
Yeah.
Now I think that you're like, let's hold our picks.
Now we're looking at late round picks, possible comps, things like that.
Build for the future.
I can agree with that.
And I thought what Jerry Jones said on 105.3 The Fan was interesting this morning. He said, I don't have the time to have a bad time.
Yep.
And he said that. He said, I'm not going to wager the future. He did clean it up after the fact. He was like, I don't have time to sit here because of my age. He quoted it and allow for seasons to pass by. And he said, I'm very aware of that. But he also said, I have the discipline to not hamstring the organization. Yeah. And this is paraphrasing, of course.
Tough.
To go into the future. So he's in a tough spot one way or the other. But I think you're right. I think if you win that game and you're at 500 and your offense rebounds in the way that we anticipated the offense to rebound in, then maybe you're able to push the chips toward the middle of the table. However, your offense is they've, for lack of a better term, laid an egg for 2 straight weeks. And when we were talking about the trades and we were talking about this opportunity for Dallas, it was, you don't want to waste this elite level offense for a bad defense.
And now they're not looking
And now
for it late.
exactly. Now the offense doesn't look like it has over the first couple weeks of the season, other than Javonte.
I mean, he doesn't have time for a bad time, but damn it, he's having a bad time
right now. 27-17, Cowboys fall to the Cardinals in week 9. We're going into the bye week, everybody, which means we only have one more show this week. It's tomorrow, and we're going to take your phone calls.
I like those words.
Yeah, we're going to take your phone calls. We're going to have today, of course, was supposed to be Talkin Tuesday, but it's after a Monday game. We're going to have On the Wire Wednesday.
Ooh.
How about that?
Did you just come up with that?
I said it earlier, but then I kind of refined it a little bit. But yeah, I came up with it this morning.
Nice.
On the Wire Wednesday.
Go to the toilet.
888-855-2297. Give us a call tomorrow. We're going to talk to you going into the bye week. For Patrik Walker, Josh Rodriguez, Isaiah Stanback, Chris Beam in the back, I'm Kyle Youmans saying so long from Talkin Cowboys. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!